Welcome to Spit in the Bit with Billy and Kev. We are going to be talking a little bit more about the road to the Derby, the Remsen today. But before we do that, I got a couple of business things I got to take care of. Happy birthday, Kev! It's a day early,
It's
but
not my
by the
birthday,
time this
man. I
posts,
don't,
happy birthday!
I don't have birthdays.
You don't have birthdays. You look like you don't have birthdays. You're a young
Well,
whippersnapper, so
right. If you deny it,
it doesn't happen.
you know,
All right.
right. How
Well,
can you age?
you keep
Don't
denying
admit
it.
it.
I'm going to keep wishing you a happy birthday.
Uh,
Congratulations on last week. You crushed it. You went 2 for 2. You picked both winners. Um,
that's
well
not
done.
bad.
Not bad. Not a bad day. And you called the race the way it was going to play out. I thought it was going to be a slow pace, and it was actually a pretty hot pace last week. So you called down. Um, the jockey club I thought it was a mess of a race. I was not impressed with was it Further Ado that won it. Um Horse showed some grit, had a little bit of a rough trip,
Yeah.
but I looking at the other races that we've looked at and watched, I wasn't blown away by these horses. So just my two
And I
cents.
haven't looked to see, if what the figures came back like
Yeah,
yet. But
yeah,
but yeah, I agree. Visually, it looked meh.
yeah.
It didn't like grab you.
Yeah, but we both had Further Ado. That was definitely the best horse in the race, and the best horse won, even though it was a rocky trip, a rough trip for everybody. The horses were bouncing all over the place. Was it
Right.
Cherokee Nation? Bafford's maiden was was all over the place. Um,
Yeah.
so
Well, and I don't try not to I don't mean it as negative. It's just his style, right? I mean, he definitely wants his jockeys to be. I mean, when you see a Baffert horse have instructions to let him go, let the other horses go, and make one good run, you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just not. They fight for the lead or fight to be right there in contention. And if you, I think any jockey that isn't there is fighting really hard to knock their way through to try to get there, or else they wouldn't be riding for him. That's my
right.
opinion.
And what was it, Flavian Pratt that was riding it, I believe, and yeah, he fought to
I
take the
think
lead, and
so.
he just wasn't going to get it. Didn't break well enough to get the lead, and just kept fighting to get up
Right.
there. And yeah. So, anyways, onward and upward with the
Yeah.
Remsen. It's this weekend at Aqueduct. It's an interesting
Mhm.
track, I think. The fact that it's the horses are running in cold weather. The track's
Yep.
got to be pretty hard, which makes for pretty good times.
And they keep talking about, doing synthetic there, like up at Woodbine, which I think they should
Yeah,
do,
I
but
agree.
I never hear about, I haven't heard, I shouldn't say never hear, I haven't heard any talk about it moving forward, but I don't, outside of the bigger races, I typically don't follow Aqueduct. So maybe it's in the works, but yeah, it would be fun if they. I think it would be better and more interesting if they would go to synthetic there.
Right, right. But the times are good. The track is fast because again, the track is hard and solid, and the horses run fast on it. So, and that play for my
Yeah,
handicapping that plays out. I kind of look at that it's a pretty fast track, and horses get
yeah.
out there and um. So, anyways, talking a little bit about the history of the Remsen. I mean, both you and I were like, "There's a lot of there's a lot of history in it, but there's not a lot of great horses that have done any much of anything in the Derby. Like I found Northern Dancer in the '60s, and in the '80s you had Pleasant Colony who took second in the Remsen and won the Derby, and then Gopher Gin and Thunder Gulch in the '90s. But man,
Hmm.
that's a long time ago. You have some good
And it
horses that
kind
have
of,
run in it. But
yeah. I mean, but it sort of coincides with a little bit with like what you're talking about with the history of the Wood Memorial. That used to be, well, Secretariat came out of the Wood. The Sham, it used to be a race that was a huge one going into who's going to be the favorite in the Derby, but not so much anymore. Because like what you're saying with the Remsen, it's similar for the Derby.
Hmm.
They they're not doing great, but they do well in their careers, and it's produced some Triple Crown race winners, not Derby winners for a while.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, the horse I like recently is Dornoch, who won this, right?
Right,
Yeah. So
right,
there's been, like you said, there's been some good horses, just not necessarily Derby. They won some of the Triple Crown races, just not the Derby. So
right. Yeah, like if we're looking at the history of the race, I got a few recent ones that I think are really fun
yeah,
and
share
made it.
those.
You mentioned Dornoch,
Yeah.
but the 2 years before that, Mo Donegal went on to win the Belmont as well. So two of the last four Belmont winners have come out of this race.
Okay.
And um, that year that Mo Donegal won, beat Zandon, and Zandon finished third in the Derby, which is kind of fun. So 1 and 2 from this race finished uh, third and fifth in the Derby, and Mo Donegal went on to win the Belmont, and then 2 years ago Dornoch did.
Hmm.
Um, that's it's good. Mo Heyman back in 2015 um, ended up finishing fourth in the Derby, but some big names. That was the year that Nyquist won. Gunrunner finished third. Went on to
Yeah.
be a beast.
Yeah. So you get some fun
And
horses. So this isn't
yeah, but it's been a while since the Derby winners come out of New York
right.
races.
Right. And this is another 10-point race for as far as points go for the Derby. So it's not big
But
point
it's a
race,
mile
but
and an eighth.
yeah, so you get to test that out.
It's really fun. Right. Which I think, ding, 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 right? These are horses that can handle the distance. And, we've already mentioned a couple of Belmont winners coming out of this race. So
Right.
we might, it's always worth noting horses from the Aqueduct and these mile and eighth races might have some good genes for going a little further. Classic distances because they're only two. So a mile and eighth is a big test.
That's a lot for them. Yeah. Again, going back to my analogy, 2 year olds are like high school athletes in my book, and 3 year olds are like college athletes. Big jump.
Yep.
So to ask this of 2 year olds is a big ask. So let's get into it. What do you say? What do you got for Saturday? What do you got for the Remsen at Aqueduct this Saturday?
Yeah. Well, and it's I try really hard, as you know, to not pay attention to the name of the horse when I'm
You're
doing my
all
hand.
analytics. Yep. You're all what the numbers tell
Yeah.
you.
Well, I just want to really look at the races, but I did note I really thought that the horse that I picked um, was a Baffert horse, and lo and behold, it was 2 races back. But it's not now. It finished fifth in the American Pharaoh and fifth in the Del Mar for Futurity a couple months back. But yeah, my top is going to be Balboa. Switched Barnes. It's with Brittany Russell.
Which happens from time to time. I heard. I didn't know that sometimes Baffert horses end up over in his barn, and they do really well with him.
Well, and I think the horse was with Baffert,
Right.
but it finished. It won a maiden race down at Del Mar, or maiden special, pretty convincingly last summer by like 7 lengths. But then it went on to finish fifth, and that when he moved it up to G1 competition right away. So he probably gave up on it, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
or the I don't know how it works exactly in his high stakes barn, but Brittany Russell's no slouch. So um,
Right. And again,
and
like I say, he's been successful in the past getting Baffert horses. It ends up with Russell, and they take a step up.
so yeah, we'll have to see with this horse. Ran a buyer that was similar to its buyer back at Del Mar, but um, horse so far hasn't done anything around 2 turns. So I'm taking a bit of a risk, is bottom line.
Yeah, you're going to get
But
a good price though, that's for sure, right? I mean, he's going to go off. I think
I again I haven't looked, but
morning
we'll
line,
see.
morning line's 12 to 1 on him.
Yeah,
That'd be
right,
great.
right, right. We'll see. But the way I crunch my numbers with these 2-year-olds, I could be right and I could be wrong. But I'm
Well,
going to roll the dice on Balboa on the top, and I have Talkin, um, Kendrick Carmouche riding as my number two, and I did as my number three horse.
all right. Let me look. Let me
So
look what I have on
Michael
that one.
Maker horse.
I did.
Yeah, so I don't, like I did finish fourth in the street sense at Churchill month and change ago. So we will have to see, but that's my top three are um, Balboa, Talkin, and I did. How about you?
Well, I'm going with the number well, 2 horse, Paladin.
Paladin?
Yeah, I'm going with
Yeah, and I
Paladin.
had that horse in my top four. I like that horse too.
Yeah, the running style, it kind of sets a stalking pace. He'll be up near the lead, and um, I don't think the track plays to closers, deep closers, really well because I think the speed holds up. So I think
Yep.
Paladin will run a good stalking race. I like the Brown Pratt connection,
Yep.
trainer jockey.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
yeah, I like
Especially
the
in New York and Florida.
yeah, I like the post position where he gets a little bit of saving ground coming from the two. So got a
I
lot.
agree.
Um, and Paladin in his last race, I think it was Paladin and Renegade, the number 9 horse. They
Mhm.
Renegade beat him, but then got DQ'd and brought down, so Paladin got put in front. And
Yep.
so I'm going with Renegade, the number 9 horse, for my second choice. It has
Yeah,
Irad
I have him
Ortiz.
number five in mine, but I like all five of those horses. I think that's a good play. I like the
Yeah,
post position for Paladin a lot for his running style. I think it's going to help him.
yeah. And again, I'm picking 2 horses that I think will run stalking. They'll sit off the leaders. We won't let them get away from them, and but won't be the rabbit. Won't take the lead, and it's a long race, as we said, for them. I didn't want too much of a front runner. I wanted somebody who's gonna be on the pace. And then for third, let me see what I got for third. Courting. I got Courting, the number 6 horse, as my third. So I'm going 296. And Courting, is a Pletcher horse. Uh,
Yeah.
and again, I like it. I like his style for this type of race. I picked horses that were going to run a smart race, stay near the lead, but I didn't want the leader. I didn't want a closer. So those are my three.
Yeah, I think that's really good because I'm very intrigued by your name and all the things that I mean. You named my top six. We just have them in a little different order, except you don't have my number one horse in your top
Top
three or
three.
four.
No, but I like your number 1 horse.
I really like the breeding, but again, no, and I shouldn't even use the word expert in my understanding of breeding, but um, looking at it for courting, I really like what that horse has got going on. Curlin from Smart Strike and got some Bernardini in there.
Yeah,
I think, I think, I think this horse is going to appreciate more distance.
yeah. I agree. And um, like I said, though, I'm big on my 1 and 2 as far as I really think it's going to be a 2 horse race. In my opinion. Um,
That's we've said it last week too. Um, it's what's really intriguing about 2-year old races, and then you throw in that it's a mile and an eighth. Um,
and a big field.
because yeah, 12 horses, awesome. Like you just don't know it. You get to know like we can be totally surprised. A horse that wow, you know, this horse put around 2 turns and a little extra distance, and they come to life in a different way. Because like courting went off at what, uh, 2 to 9 or something.
Yeah,
Speaking of, in his most recent race that he won at Aqueduct, so
yeah,
somebody believes this horse, and it's Fletcher with Velasquez. So
right.
that's another about this race, don't you think? Like some fun connections.
Really fun connections. Jockeys like came from other areas to ride in this. It's a big
Mhm.
deal. I do
Yep.
think we're going to learn a lot about these horses. Again, big field, long distance, very derby like.
Mhm.
So those running in
Oh
small
yeah.
fields, you worry about. Oh,
Whoever wins this race will be in a lot of people's top 10 immediately.
I agree. Um,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
So, so it'll be fun. So
I
you're gonna
agree.
I kind of hope Balboa wins. I think Balboa's gonna go off at some good money, and um, so I think you can make some money on that horse. And I know
Yeah, I mean, it's got a
you'll
good
you'll play
started
him in
ran in
some.
2 ones, so
Yeah, you'll play him in some. You'll have exactas and maybe even try going in this one. So,
yep,
um, yeah, very fun. All right, so we good to go.
we're good to go.
All right, you have a good birthday. Like I say, but when we post this, it'll be
I
on
have
your
no idea
birthday.
what you're talking about.
So,
Nope.
so you're
I'll have a
well.
good
So I don't have to get you a
Friday.
present then, huh? See,
Well, you guys get me a present for just being such a swell guy.
that'll do it. Yeah, yeah. You'll get
All
it.
right.
You'll get a present according to how swell you are. All right. Well, hey,
All right. Well,
we'll well, Egon, we're going to do the road to the Oaks podcast as well that we'll get out before this weekend. Uh,
perfect. Looking forward to that one too.
all right. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.